Jim MacDonald was sworn into office on January 2nd, becoming the 51st mayor of Maumee. Mr. MacDonald was elected to the office in November in an uncontested race. He also served a 4-year term on Maumee City Council, where he was named president after being elected in 2019. Jim has a master's degree in public administration from the University of Toledo. For 32 years, the newly elected mayor was also a member of the Maumee Police Division, where he advanced through the ranks to the position of Chief of Police, which he served for 5 years before his retirement in 2018. During his tenure on the Maumee Police Department, he had the distinct opportunity to attend the FBI National Academy on Leadership in Quantico, where in 2013 he was one of only 5 individuals in the state of Ohio to get that honor. Jim was also named 2018 Maumee Outstanding Citizen of the Year. It is my pleasure to welcome Mayor Jim MacDonald.
Thank you, Kristen. It's awesome to see everybody come here today. Thank you for coming. I would like to mention just some notable attendees that are with us today from the state offices. Krista Lookman from the Office of the Governor. Tim Schneider from the Office of U.S. Senator J.D. Vance. Welcome, Tim. Lori Brody from the State Auditor's Office. Pat McCauley from the State Treasurer's Office. And Kim Priestap from the Ohio Attorney General's Office. So thank you for coming. They represent our area for that state. Members of Council, Maumee City Administration, Maumee Chamber members, residents, and business owners of Maumee, welcome to the Maumee State of the City Address. I want to start by thanking Rich Carr for his many years of public service. He served 26 years as an elected official, including terms on City Council, Council President, and Mayor. Rich navigated our city through good times, through extremely difficult challenges, and he laid foundations we will build on for the future. A heartfelt thank you to Rich Carr for his commitment to our city over the many years. Some may say, who is this guy? Who is this new mayor of Maumee? Allow me to share just a little bit of my background and some things that are passionate for me. I've lived in Maumee for 40 years. Lynn and I have 2 children who graduated from the Maumee High School, earned a master's degree from the University of Toledo. Served 32 years with the Maumee Police Division, the last 5 of those years as police chief. Last 4 years on City Council, 2 years as Council President. A fun fact that you may not know about me, I'm an avid fisherman on Lake Erie. I also have a master's captain's license with the U.S. Coast Guard and run charters and tour boats as well. Some personal beliefs about what I think about public office. 4 virtues of leadership that I strive for: wisdom, justice, fortitude, and temperance. I'm a centrist, common sense governing type. I ran as an independent. I have no attachment to either party. Because of my years of experience as police chief, I tend to look at problems comprehensively, discuss problems with solutions in mind, critical thinking to solve problems, apply rules consistently, and keep employees accountable. The state of our city is strong and getting stronger with each passing day. I could not be more excited about what lies ahead. It comes down to this. I want Maumee to be the very best community in our region, and I want everyone, that's right, everyone in our city to share in our progress. The way we get there is by continuing to support safe and clean neighborhoods, improve aging infrastructure, foster a strong financial position, and provide top-notch city services that empower our residents and businesses to thrive. Together, we will rededicate ourselves to these guiding principles and build the foundation for a stronger future. Maumee is undergoing a renaissance, if you will, a transformation intentionally designed to create a vibrant, economically prosperous community, and we are excited that you are a part of that. Thank you to our City Administrator, Patrick Birch, and his team, along with the belief and support of our City Council in making this transformation possible. The plan for redevelopment is structured heavily on Strong Towns philosophy, a nationwide movement focused on creating sustainable communities that are economically strong, viable, and environmentally conscious. Let's start with the road projects. We are working to develop a community where people can enjoy moving through our streets and neighborhoods safely, whether they are driving a car, walking, biking, or jogging. If you've driven through Maumee this past year, you know a lot of construction has taken place. So we know people have probably not been thrilled to move through our city because construction is tedious. But it is a necessary means to an end. The good news is much of it has ended. It is also important to keep in mind that all of these projects have carefully and intentionally been designed. There's a reason why we're doing this. For example, we know that wider roads invite more reckless driving behavior at higher speeds, so we are narrowing the roads. The research is conclusive. Speed kills. Speed is still a leader in the cause of accidents, and in many cases, very serious accidents. We're adding vertical elements, vertical edge friction, to slow traffic down, which means that we are planting trees, installing curbs and light poles, and allowing on-street parking. All of these road projects are safer for pedestrians and cyclists. A pedestrian-motorist balance affords a safer feel and better quality of life for all those who use the roadway. Motorists will travel as fast as they feel safe doing so. The Anthony Wayne Safety Project was partially grant funded this past year, and actually that process started in 2017. We redesigned the intersections because the Anthony Wayne Trail had a history of bad accidents, and sometimes very serious accidents. We resurfaced and lowered the speed limit to 35 from Key Street to Ford Street. City Council has also authorized an additional traffic study for the rest of the Anthony Wayne Trail with a safety end in mind. We will accomplish this in the coming months. We've added over 2,000 trees and narrowed the streets in an effort to provide vertical edge friction, safer travel lanes, and enhanced environmental space. The Cass Road Safety Project, we designed the road with a mini roundabout, eliminating a four-way stop. A four-way stop that was dangerous before, where people were not stopping through there. Safer pedestrian sidewalk in and around Maumee Middle School. Installation of an 8-foot wide sidewalk from the Anthony Wayne Trail to the middle school to enhance safe routes to school initiative. We added 60 new trees in that area in an effort to slow traffic and afford additional shade. Added 40 additional on-street parking spaces. The River Road Resurfacing Project, we narrowed lanes by adding 8-foot parallel parking spaces on the street. And next year, we plan on continuing this project to the city limits eastbound and add additional parallel parking, which will slow traffic along this stretch of road, provide additional visitor space for those living on the south side of that street. Our vision for a redesigned landscape on Conant Street began several years ago, again with the Strong Towns philosophy in mind. We could not be more pleased with the results so far. With the road diet, the streets were narrowed, making them safer for pedestrians and cyclists. Almost all the semi-truck traffic through the uptown area has been eliminated. There's more parking for customers who frequent uptown businesses, and when all is said and done, we're going to add 217 parking spaces in the uptown area. Sidewalks have been widened, again making it much safer for pedestrians. We painted the light poles black from the bridge all the way up to the Anthony Wayne Trail. Larger growing beds have been established in an effort to help our majestic Conant Street honey locust trees to survive. New trees have been planted to aid the city's reforestation efforts. We've relined and replaced aging underground utilities, including sanitary and storm sewers, water lines over 100 years old, and added electrical infrastructure. And again, there's much more to come later this spring and summer to complete this project. Next year, this coming year, we want to complete the multi-use pathway that parallels the Anthony Wayne Trail from South Detroit to Gibbs. If you've noticed that, it's dug out and prepared for surfacing this next year. We want to complete the angle parking in front of the new retaining wall on East Broadway. New curb and resurface the 100 block of East Dudley with new angle parking. West William along the side of the Maumee Indoor Theater, repurpose that with 23 new angled parking spaces. We will resurface and add marked parking spaces on West Broadway from St. Joe's to Ford, similar to what we've done on River Road. Pave the alleys in the uptown area in the 100 block east and west. Resurface Gibbs Street from Broadway to the trail. New curbs, additional angle parking, landscaping, and resurfacing along Allen Street from West William to Harrison. If you've noticed where the Jackie's Depot part is, that's all been redone. That's part of this next project. We're going to begin to use quasi-AI, which is learned traffic signal controllers in the uptown area in order to move vehicles more efficiently through there. Resurface West Harrison from Conant to Allen Street. Narrow and repave Detroit Avenue from the Parkway Plaza and add a new 10-foot wide pedestrian path connecting the Anthony Wayne Trail path into Maumee. We will continue our street improvements focusing on more community complete streets environment that better accommodates the needs of all users. We will also continue to improve our sewer system infrastructure by relining existing pipes and identifying areas of stormwater infiltration. This is what overwhelms our system to where we cannot handle the volume. We are proud of our city, and the people entering Maumee realize it thanks to the new state-of-the-art city-branded entrance signs that have been installed, and we're going to do 6 more this year. We're also excited about the installation of the first arch over Conant Street, 3 more to complete that project through the uptown area this next year. Several city parks were improved this past year. Anderson Park, we repurposed existing tennis courts into pickleball courts, and they are getting used a lot. Completed the reconstruction of the Ford Park parking lot, a new parking lot with proper engineered drainage, parking space, striping, and a new fence. Roth Park, we seal coated and relined the parking lot and planted many new trees. The towpath trail, which connects to the metro parks, thanks to this construction, more people than ever are walking along the river. Over 1.25 miles of towpath trail paved to accommodate those with restricted abilities and that make it difficult for them to participate in accessing the river area. In my opinion, I believe this is the nicest, most scenic river walk in Northwest Ohio. The new concrete towpath will allow our city service vehicles and police to also access the river area. I so appreciate the work of our public service department they did on this project. They took ownership of it and they did a great job. Kluwer Park, which is at the end of White Street. The parking lot was completely redone, allowing a better access down there. Next year, the Metro Parks has a project set for Audubon Island, which is just off that point. It is going to basically be a redone of habitat attraction and allowing the fish to come in there and spawn. If you go down there and you look at the bank that faces south, there's also a couple of eagles that have set up nests on that bank. Library Park upgrades, where the Maumee Public Library is. We're proposing to plan an exclusive play area in the space that's there. So we have very aggressively tree planting this past year. 500 trees planted as part of the road improvement projects. 500 more in and around the city parks. Maumee has about a 21% existing tree canopy. We would like to see 30%. These numbers are also affected by tree cutting and disease. It's important to know that our position is to aggressively replace our tree canopy. What are the benefits of this? Tree planting does more than just sequester carbon emissions. Studies show they increase property values, cool off heated stress areas with their shade, reduce summer electric energy bills, soak up groundwater, which reduces flooding and erosion, improves our air quality, serves as windbreaks, and provides for a wildlife habitat, just to name a few. City Council has already committed to increasing the tree canopy by 42%, which will result in a tree canopy of 30% of the total area of the city, or a goal of 11,000 trees over the next 10 years. Moving forward with what I would like to see us accomplish in 2024. Number 1, safe and clean neighborhoods. What does this mean? Sidewalk repair, task the administration and council with formulating an equitable sidewalk repair program in our city. Continue to redesign road improvements that follow the Strong Towns model. Identify and remediate blighted properties, both owned and rented, that can only be achieved through actual enforcement, proper repair, and rehabilitation. The end result is improving our property values. Can't help believe that that is what everybody wants in our city. Thank you for our inspection department for their continued efforts in this initiative. I'm committed to an adequately staffed police department that is effective and active. I believe strongly that our community supports our police officers. I'm encouraged that the police department uses community events to stay connected with our residents. We also know that we must continue to reinforce the bonds between our officers and the community. We will also continue to make advanced police training a priority in the city with in-house training and hosting regional training for the area. We have exceptional officers in the police department. The past year we had hired a new officer, Melissa Eckler. She attended the Ohio State Patrol Academy in Columbus for basic training. She graduated first in her class. First ever for a female to accomplish this at the Ohio State Patrol Academy. She has completed her field training with success here and is currently working on the road. I am so proud of Melissa. I'm tasking our administration to prioritize traffic enforcement, being effective and active in running radar, issuing citations to those who choose to violate our traffic laws, including distracted drivers and aggressive drivers. I believe our residents want it in their neighborhood. Our pedestrians and cyclists want it that share the roads with vehicles. Our schools want it. Construction crews that actually work the road, they want it. And responsible drivers who obey the laws want it. There are those that have lost the fact that a driver's license is a privilege and operate a vehicle with compulsiveness and disregard to the traffic laws. The first priority of the patrol function should be the enforcement of these laws. I'm confident we can move the police division in that direction, holding those that choose to violate the laws accountable. I believe aggressive enforcement can change behavior. It is equally important that our patrol function concentrates on the efforts of our corridor streets that attach to Toledo. We need to protect our borders and know who's coming in and out. I'd also like to thank our citizens for approving a fire EMS levy this past year. It's going to reset the way we staff our fire and EMS service. If you've noticed, a lot of communities are wrestling with volunteer fire departments and moving forward with that. Those are not sustainable models. I'm so happy that our citizens recognize that and was willing to fix it. Improving aging infrastructure, number 2. Reduce sanitary sewer pumping and overflows and significantly reduce volume in stormwater infiltration. We need to replace aging water mains. We have water mains that are over 100 years old. And we also have a sewer department and a public service department that needs attention and upgrading. Number 3, fostering a strong financial position. The city earned the Auditor's Award with distinction in 2023 and for the 2022 annual financial reporting period. Passing the state of Ohio audit at this level of recognition is a testament to the professionalism and capability of our finance department. Some may say this is no big deal, but know that only 3 to 5% of the communities in Ohio are given this Auditor's Award with distinction. Thank you to our Finance Director, Jennifer Harkey, and her team for their efforts as we move forward. What I appreciate most about this team is that they perform their jobs at a high level, but they also identify additional procedural solutions. I'm one that if you come to me with a problem, I would like you to have a solution along with that, and they do that. Maumee has been awarded the Government Finance Officer Association Certificate of Achievement for the 30th year in a row. This award was designed to encourage and assist state and local governments to go beyond the minimum requirements of generally accepted accounting principles. Let me pause for a minute and just kind of give you a quick tutorial about how our finances work. We have an A fund, which is operating money. Operating funds support the day-to-day operation of the city. It basically pays for wages and the service, like police and fire, like garbage pickup, leaf pickup, snow removal, grass cutting, natural resources, street and curb repair, Roth Park pool, and recreations. And we have a second fund, which is the B fund. That is a capital fund. This supports road projects and road surfacing items like the Uptown Revitalization Project, the Anthony Wayne Project, building projects, buying vehicles and equipments and the like. The third type of fund that we have are like enterprise funds, like the water and sewer. Essentially what this means is when you pay a water and sewer bill, that money is used exclusively for these services and these services only. Water bill money funds the purchase of water from Toledo and supports the water division operations. Sewer money pays for the treatment of our water and sewer division operations. What's important here to note is that these funds are not interchangeable. It is against the law for us to go into one in order to pay for the other. So when you see capital projects going on in the city, that is either funded through capital money or through loans, and it helps pay the debt service on those loans, whereas the operating is the day-to-day function of the city. We have basically two sources of revenue. Operating and capital are both funded by income tax revenue. We have a 1.5% income tax. By law, 2/3 goes to the operating, 1/3 to capital. That rate has not been changed since the 1960s. Maumee City receives about 4.8% of the property tax a resident or a business pays, less than 5%. The remaining 95% goes to school support and other special districts like your metro parks, zoo, library, CSB, mental health, etc., etc. With all that being said, we need to continue to look at options to keep our operating fund balance at an operating level. And we also need to identify areas where we can be more efficient. Number 4, invest in our youth. Invest in our community infrastructure so that they will have a community in the future that thrives for generations. Keep up our facilities for Little League baseball, football, soccer, and softball. Provide a safe school environment with the continued use of school resource officers that connect with our students. Number 5, promote and accommodate business investing. Continue to invest in our city's infrastructure and finding other more creative ways to help finance business interests will in itself create business interest. I'd like you for a minute to think on a regional scale and consider the construction of the Gordie Howe International Bridge in Detroit. This will allow a quicker commute in and out of Canada. Tremendous amount of commerce is transported up and down I-75. Commerce will travel from the South to Midwest and other areas across the nation, right up through our area headed for Canada. The opening of this bridge will enhance the ability to efficiently transport goods. Our location is a key strength to that commerce. Maumee is in a strategic location to attract businesses that supply their products internationally. I'm very excited about this next endeavor, the formation of a master plan with the Maumee Community Master Plan Project. The first master plan was adopted in City Council in 1973 and has not been utilized to shape out zoning direction for over 3 decades. This is due in part because previous master plans envision concepts that are no longer considered valid in terms of future planning for communities and the way in which cities reinvent themselves. I am equally excited about the addition of a new position in our city, and that is a public information officer. When I was elected this past November, one of my first priorities was to improve the flow of communication to our residents and businesses. There will be a number of ideas and initiatives that we're going to focus on in this next year to accomplish this. In conclusion, this is the foundation for a stronger future. A thriving, forward-thinking Maumee is essential not only for continued progress and well-being as a community, but for our continued role as a pivotal player in Northwest Ohio. I understand that many hold a deep skepticism of government, what it represents, and what it is capable of doing. But I see local government specifically as a lighthouse that points people towards their higher aspirations. It empowers us to improve our quality of life, to be our best self to our neighbor, and pay it forward so that we may enjoy a safe and equitable community that is welcoming and accepting for all. I see it as taking predicaments and finding solutions. It is how we address society's shortcomings, provide for those that are less fortunate, live the marginalized, afford equity, and provide the essential services that elevate and protect our home, business, and the streets on which we travel. I appreciate the strong spirit those have for the betterment of our community. I love Maumee. In an increasingly divided and negative world, I believe it is vital that we let gratitude be our lens. We let tolerance be our filter. I am thankful for the blessings that have been bestowed on our community, thankful we have the means to better our quality of life, and thankful for a city council and an administration that cares as much as they do. That is why I am honored to serve as your 51st mayor, and why I am eager to shape the future of this amazing city together. With teamwork, we can make the dream work. We are Maumee. Thank you.